Welcome to the final episode of Fullmetal Alchemist and the Broken Angel. If I sound tired, it's because I really am. Because I've been on a session doing these episodes in rapid succession. But of course, the way they'll be coming out, well, in this case, the way it's going to come out is just going to go one at a time. But you know, I'm not going to upload them all at the same time. But anyway, last time, remember, we not only finished the Tower of Alchemist, got up to the summit of the castle, but we took down Manimo and Jack, the Chimeras, and on top of that, their bitch of a leader, Camilla, who got a face full of cannon. So now we must deal with the final part of this Let's Play, namely the one part that just really makes no sense in doing, but I gotta do it anyway because it must be done. So without further ado, let's finish this.
Here they come.
Where's Harmony? Thank you.
Hold it right there.
Hey, if you can't tell, we're in a hurry.
The reporter has to wait.
Hold it, I said.
What's gotten into you?
I was specifically asked not to allow your entry.
By who? Is that so? Well, then we're just gonna have to force ourselves in.
I'm sorry to do this, but we're not gonna hold back.
Edward, you have to listen to us.
There's no time. Harmony's in danger.
You never stop to think, do you? Think about Harmony's feelings.
Harmony's feelings? Who cares? She's my apprentice. I have to help. I have to save her. What good is a master who can't help his apprentice? What good is alchemy then?
So you have to.
Yes, I have to.
Then you give me no choice.
You think we're only kids, don't you? And we'll grow up soon enough. That's not true for Harmony. Now is all she has.
I figured this day would come around sometime.
Get out of the way!
Now, I say this is a special fight because of that. You see, this is the reason why. Because what you're seeing here is basically a fight that really has no real reason for existing. It is basically a fight that you're not going to win regardless. Because these two, I'm just going to pause and just tell it like it is. This fight is basically an unwinnable situation. Because you're not going to dish out like damage. You're going to do chip. You're going to do chip damage. So one is like has 99999 damage or something like that. To that degree, I'd say no. Like in the sense of the fact of you're dealing with a super boss that really is a joke. It's not even worth trying to fight because, you know, Cowboy Bebop. They actually pulled a Cowboy Bebop. I swear to God, that sounds so like Cowboy Bebop. But as I was saying, Mustang has the following. He has 4 nines, which is basically 9,999 HP. And if you want to try to beat him, there's going to be a fat chance of you trying to beat him unless you cheat. And then there's Armstrong, who has about 6,999 HP. If you decide to beat them, you get 2 items that you're really not going to be using because A, it's at the end of the game. B, why the fuck would I want these 2 items and at the end, the damn near end of the game, yes, I'm going to rant while I'm doing this because I don't feel like fighting this dude. Because in this situation, there's no real use in fighting him. There's no real use in really fighting him because you're going to get 2 items in which you should have had at the midpoint of the game. Like, if you're halfway through the game, this should have been the fight that was like, okay. I would say, if this fight was at the midpoint of the game, like you reach halfway, I would have accepted that much better than at the end of the game. We're just going to put this fight right here because it basically is a throwaway fight. At this point, you know, I've beaten the final boss. There's no real point in me actually needing to fight, so all I'm going to do is give up. Because win or lose, you get the same ending regardless. So yeah, let's put an end to this, shall we? Just hit me.
Gotta be kidding. That's impossible. You weren't able to transmute a single thing. Is this the end? Is this it? How could I be so helpless? Why couldn't I do anything? Why am I so powerless?
Look! What is that? A feather? Harmonies? So it is.
Yeah.
Does it hurt? You must take me by now. couldn't understand what would make you the happiest. What I could do to make my daughter happy.
Daddy, you're so silly.
Harmony.
I knew. I always knew. Because I'm your daughter, and daughters always know. Daddy,
Yes, dear.
I am your daughter, aren't I?
Silly girl, of course you are.
Okay. I guess we're both silly then. Like father, daughter.
Harmony. Don't be afraid. I won't let you go alone. This will be ours, only ours.
I'm sorry.
Dumb. You big dummy. Are you satisfied? Does that make you happy?
Did you see? Were they smiling, Edward?
Pastor. That ending, man. That's why I say that for some reason made no sense. Just to have a pointless fight to be like, okay, right there, we need something to say, okay, we're gonna stretch this. Well, at least the ending is gonna be long enough so it can be a decent video. That's all I can say. Pastor. In the end, were the two of them smiling? Yeah, they were smiling. Both the professor and Harmony were smiling as they died. Then there's no reason to be sad. The two of them must have been happy together as they passed on. Wilhelm may have made many mistakes in the past, but in the end, he made the best choice. A choice that would be most painful. The best choice? That's hardly the case. She didn't have to die. There had to have been another way. I already deserve a choice, but I couldn't save her. And Edward, I would like to ask you a favor. Could you teach me the same alchemy that you taught Alchemy? What? I don't intend to do anything on her behalf. I just want to learn something simple. Something I can show Alchemy someday. Gramps, hi. Perhaps the both of us can make her dream come true, Edward. Harmony? Harmony? I was gonna chastise the Fullmetal crybaby, but I guess I'll let it slide.
Oh, but what a tragedy this was! I can most certainly feel the pain in those boys' hearts.
If I might interject, Colonel, we received word that Brigadier Nimda has finally been arrested. Oh, good. Excellent work.
What are you doing? Let go of me! Let go of me! I'm innocent! I've done nothing wrong! You fools are making a mistake! Hey! Who do you think I am? I'll have you hung, both of you! Someone arrest these two men! Ah! Let go of me now, you fools! Why isn't anyone listening to me? Damn it, I need help! Someone help me! Help me!
Couldn't happen to a stupider guy. So we get to interrogate that chimp when we get back. Oh, sorry. East headquarters is going to get awfully busy again, all thanks to Edward.
Edward Elric seems to attract trouble no matter where he goes.
Well, they helped to solve the case of the Heathguard chimeras and expose a corrupt MP chief. Sad ending for the boys, but all the credit goes to them. Not on record, though, as usual. Understood, sir. I think it's time for us to get going, too, Colonel. Back to New Heathguard. Well, we're off, Colonel, and I'm sorry for all the trouble we made. Never mind. You'll be in Central's jurisdiction here on, so go on and make all the trouble you want.
What? That's not very nice, Colonel!
Keep an eye on them until you reach Central, Major Armstrong. Oh, almost forgot. That was something I was supposed to give you. A love letter for you, Fullmetal. This some kind of joke? It's from Harmony. She told me to give it to you just before she entered the Alchemy Works. What? From Harmony? Read it on the train. It's yours to keep. Well, looks like it's almost time. Take care, Fullmetal. Remember that letter that she wrote? Here, I'll read you the letter. Okay.
Dear Ed, I'm writing this letter in preparation for our inevitable farewell. Well, I guess there's no reason to be so
formal. But I know that when the time comes, I won't be able to tell you face to face. I mean, it might just degrade into another one of our shouting matches. And so I'll write. This way, I won't have any regrets. You know, Ed, you told me that no one can gain anything without making some kind of sacrifice. That the law of equivalent exchange in alchemy also applies to the order of the world. But I don't think that's necessarily true. Sometimes we can sacrifice all we want and never gain, while other things require no sacrifice at all. I can just picture you bellowing, "You just don't get it." But Ed, I haven't sacrificed anything. I haven't been able to do a single thing for anyone else. Not just for you and Al, but for the pastor or even for Daddy. And yet, in exchange, I've received something so big, I can't even begin to imagine what the equivalent price would be. Equivalent exchange may apply to the order of the world, but not to people. The human existence lies on a higher plane, one that's not bound by those silly rules. At least that's what I think. Sorry, I didn't mean to go off on a tangent like that. I really just wanted to thank you. So I'll write it right here. Thanks. And that's from the bottom of my heart. Whenever I think of you and Al, I'm so grateful. Not that I'd be able to tell you face to face, of course. But I couldn't possibly get away without letting you know, even if there was nothing I could do or nothing I could give. So, yeah, I think this letter was a good idea. I hope you get what I'm saying. Maybe? No, I won't go there. It's getting noisy outside, so I'll stop here. Farewell, and take care. And thank you for everything. Best wishes to my small but mighty master.
Best wishes to my small but mighty master. Small but mighty. Jeez, Harmony. I'm so touched. Oh goodness, I can't stop crying. Who's she calling small? And she was snotty till the end, that brat. Yeah. There's something else inside the envelope. What is it? Look! It's a flower seed. A different flower, maybe. It might just be a normal flower. You know how Harmony liked that kind of stuff? I wish we could have helped her flowers bloom, even if it was just one time. She couldn't make a flower bloom with alchemy, so she just left a seed as a gift, huh? If it was meant as a gift, you could have just done better than just a stupid seed, Harmony.
to make your wish come true. Yes, of course. The boys are here too. She may have become a great alchemist indeed.
But if you die, then that's the end.
Or is it?
Are you watching?
It's okay to cry, Colonel.
Don't be ridiculous. Let's go!
And that was the end of Fullmetal Alchemist and the Broken Angel. Pretty much, there's a good reason why I like the series, because I can sit there, watch these series, and just be quiet. Many people gave up on the series just because of one scene. But if they stuck around, they would have seen a whole lot more. I enjoyed this game, and I'm glad that I made this one of my choices for Kamikame. And it was worth it, you know? It was worth doing this as a Let's Play, and I'm actually glad I did it as a Let's Play. There's also the sequel, which is a little better than the first game, because everything is voice acted. You have more choices to pick out for a partner than you would just stick with Al the entire way through. When I come around to doing it, it probably won't be for Kamikame. It'll just probably like a standard Let's Play. Or I might do it for next year. Kind of like these, I enjoy the endings to some Let's Plays. So I don't really like to talk so much, especially with a song like this. Final thoughts about this game? I enjoyed it, and this was my second time actually beating this game. And it was well worth it. So my next Let's Play following this, I haven't sliced close. Maybe I might go back to something. Maybe I might go back to what I've already worked, what's already in everything else. Oh, more story.
I have been conducting an inside probe into the recent string of incidents which started with the devastation of the old town of Heathgard. I assumed the role of secretary to Professor Wilhelm Azelstein, who was considered a key participant in these events. The following is my report. A key factor in this incident was a material known as the Philosopher's Catalyst. Professor Azelstein, a leading authority on catalytics, had been conducting research on this fabled substance. If completed, this material would supposedly have had alchemy-amplifying characteristics, similar to the mythical Philosopher's Stone. We found out that Professor Azelstein and his assistant Greta Riddell had been calling on hordes of alchemists to come to the town of Heathgard. We suspect that their plan was to use these alchemists in the completion of the Philosopher's Catalyst. We also discovered that the chimeras infesting Heathgard were originally created in New Heathgard Castle's underground laboratory. This also seemed to tie into Azelstein's plan. As director of the region, Brigadier Moody Nemda was well aware of the activities perpetrated by the professor and Riddell. Nemda opted not to enforce the law and neglected his reporting duties to Central. In fact, Nemda had struck a deal for the secret development of combat chimeras in exchange for acquiescence of the professor and Riddell's illegal activities. However, the central figure in the chimera development was not the professor himself, but Riddell. Riddell was the one who initially contacted the professor regarding the creation of combat chimeras. She was also responsible for arranging the relationship between the professor and Nemda. We highly suspect that Riddell took the leading role in Heathgard's destruction and unleashed the chimeras in the Old City. The mayhem, a direct result of Riddell's desire to obtain the Philosopher's Catalyst, came to an end when Professor Azelstein sacrificed his life to keep the catalyst from going out of control, leading to the disappearance of the New Heathgard Alchemy Works. Therefore, we have every reason to believe that Greta Riddell was the real mastermind behind this incident, and that both Professor Azelstein and Brigadier Nemda were merely pawns. Disciplinary actions against the persons involved are as follows. Colonel Gens Breslau, currently undergoing rehabilitation in the military hospital.
Are you serious?
Although Breslau's involvement in the incident remains a question mark, there is no doubt of a link to both Riddell and Nemda. He will most likely be questioned before being sent to trial in front of the military court. Incidentally, the ex-military policeman who conducted the recent train hijack has regained consciousness and testified that Gens Breslau's job was to bring alchemists to Heathgard. We are currently investigating the authenticity of his testimony. Brigadier Moody Nemda, now serving time in military prison. Considering his position as a high-ranking military officer, Nemda's blatant misuse of military arms and troops is a serious crime. In addition, evidence indicates that he was plotting an insurgence against Central. Nemda has already been sentenced to 145 years in prison. If further accusations are pursued, an additional 200 years may be added to his sentence.
God damn!
Greta Riddell, missing.
Or dead.
Although regarded as the mastermind behind the incident, Riddell's identity and background remain a complete mystery. However, investigation regarding her alias of Camilla has turned up some interesting facts in Central's archives. This is not the first incident where certain activities were perpetrated by an individual named Camilla. In past reports, there are multiple instances of this individual, sometimes as a suspect, other times as a collaborator to the military. However, the oldest of these reports dates back to over 60 years ago. Although the records have many similarities, it would be unrealistic to regard these instances as pertaining to the same individual. Regretfully, Riddell has not been detained. Based on witness accounts, the possibility of her survival is extremely low, but to date, a body has yet to be found. Professor Wilhelm Azelstein, missing.
Or dead.
Azelstein vanished along with the alchemy works. His survival is highly improbable. The fact that he was partaking in illegal activities amidst this chain of events is true. However, he he also sacrificed himself to save countless lives from the out-of-control catalyst. It is unclear what he was after, or what he was trying to protect by obtaining the philosopher's catalyst. Whatever it was, we can say that Wilhelm was a man of contradictions. Reported by Lieutenant Hawkeye. Postscript. Due to the derailment of his train, a state alchemist was present in Heathgard during the incident. No evidence of his direct involvement has been found.
Let's go! Get a move on, Al!
And slow down. There's no need to hurry.
Indeed. The library isn't going anywhere.
You're a bunch of slowpokes!
He's acting like a child. Oh, I beg your pardon. He is a child.
It's okay. And look out!
It happened again.
Ed, can you go anywhere without plowing into people?
Are you okay?
Yes.
So sorry.
That's okay. I'm alright.
Here you go. I'm really sorry.
Oh, thank you. Are you going to be okay?
Me? Never been better. Let's get going now.
Oh, wait, Ed!
Worth it. Totally worth it. Thank you. Can I say that? Thank you! I guess. Yes, I am definitely going to say, because that is one hell of an ending. Yeah, like I said, my final thoughts about this game. I enjoyed the series. And in full, you know, I'm going to do this while I'm just dropping my saving song. There, 18 hours and 8 minutes. As I said before, and drop that too. Sega. As I said before, Hagure no Renkinjutsu, or how it's really pronounced, the Alchemist of Steel, or as it's been brought over here as Fullmetal Alchemist. It's probably one of the many series I enjoy watching just because of the universal law of what sacrifice mode means. The first series was pretty good, regardless of how many people kind of like dropped the series just because of how graphic and brutal some of the scenes were and some of the parts were. I stuck around for it since it started, and then after that I watched, you know, the remake Brotherhood, and I also have the Shambhala movie. So it is one of those series that basically, if you can basically stick by the difficult parts, you will not be, you will definitely not be disappointed. So I'm actually glad I finished this whole game from beginning to end, regardless of that joke of a fight that was basically just right there just because, you know, oh, we need time to make this whole build up. And it was a great build up to something that will continue. So I'm going to end this Let's Play by leaving you guys a message, and that is something positive. That is, you gotta keep walking. Regardless of the circumstance, regardless of adversity, no matter what happens, you got to keep walking. And you have to do it with your head held high. While you can just, you know, look down at the road, just keep your eyes to what's in front of you, and may the sunlight travel down your path, as well as the wind brush behind you. With that said, I have been your friendly neighborhood Tenkaichi, and this was Fullmetal Alchemist and the Broken Mirror for the Sony PlayStation 2. And I look forward to doing more great titles, past and or present. And I will see you soon with even more great content on my channel. Thank you for joining me throughout this Let's Play. And I'll see you next time. So with that, Senpai's blessings to you all, my good people. For the Tenkaichi has spoken. And I am out. See you next game, and Tenkai Musou.